Well, while I got a portion of time, I'm already late. I'm quite late to get back to work. But they just gonna have to understand that I personally don't give even a slice of a damn at this present time. I'm over it. Let's talk about Empire. Tiana got her position back as a space fella. She gave us a little ditty. She, Jamal and Hakeem got up there and they gave you a little portion of a song, honey. And I'm gonna eat these nuggets. Hope y'all don't mind. But yeah, they sang and Hakeem says, I saw how you looked at me while we was on stage. And then she says, I was just acting. But then she kisses him. And I'm like, ugh, I'm sick of y'all. Come on, Juicy. Yes, God. Juicy. No biggie intended. Nicole Ari Parker Potomac done showed her face again. I don't know what her position is here at Empire. She looked like she was trying to be the stylist. But I don't know for sure. But she here, and seeing Nicole Ari Parker Potomac with her husband Boris Kojo Potomac, as fine as he is, and then seeing her flirt with Forrest Whitaker and his eye, it's just not realistic. It's realistic in that Nicole Ari Parker Potomac would probably look at somebody like Forrest Whitaker with a second viewing. Because he got money. But they are the most mismatched, as black folks say, even though it's mixed matched. They the most mismatched couple I've ever seen. They are ugly together. Ugly. But they scamming, honey, all in all. And Nicole is giving, like, Cookie lion tease. And I'm like, well, why you don't just team up with Cookie? Because she's giving, I want my money. I want my money. And it's like, so does Cookie. Team up with Cookie. And y'all can get some money. Because Nicole Ari Parker Potomac really could appeal Cookie on a, niggas ain't S angle. Like, he left me and I deserve all this money. I'm old. Cookie would have identified and rolled for her. But now we got to go against her. And it's just not going to work out. It ain't going to work out. Well, let me make this loop, honey, this turn. Get in this parking lot, child. Get back to work 20 minutes late. Because I just don't give a what. I don't give a what. I don't give a care. All the things that people didn't give in the late 90s, early 2000s, I don't give either. Anywho, I'll come back and give y'all the rest of this after I get back in here and do whatever and take another break because I deserve. I'll see y'all in a little while. So let me finish this, child. It's been a couple hours, a couple more developments have developed, and it is almost certain that I'm writing a letter of resignation. What the hell? Get it together. I'm quitting my job like ASAP because this ain't working. I left off on Nicole Ari Parker Potomac. Tiana and Hakeem proposed, girl. Who cares? Now, Eddie, Forrest Whitaker, and his eye have gathered Mr. Patel. I didn't catch his first name, and I really don't care to. But he's the owner of, he's supposed to be like Steve Jobs or something. And get your baby. Why is your child running out in the street all unhanded? Grab her. I'm sorry. I look naked without my shades. I always have a spare. Anyway, so Steve Jobs adjacent and Eddie, Forrest Whitaker and his eye have linked up, and so they doing some, honey, feisty, shisty, sly, and they come to Empire, Cookie and Lucius, under the guise of, we want to buy Extreme, Empire Extreme. We want everybody who, no, not we want to buy, we want you to buy. Everybody who buys your computers and your phones and your carrying on gets a free subscription to Empire Extreme. Very title, very Jay-Z-esque, very, if you got the Samsung, you can get Magna Carta, Holy Grail, as soon as possible. I just wasn't interested in it. But, he came in and he was trying to give y'all, theatrics and, I've got other offers on the table. Hold on. This is worrying me. First of all, who done put their thumb on my lens? Second of all, let's get this. Come on now. We got a production. I got a show to do, baby. Don't you remember? All right, we're back. My sister texted me. I'm sorry. Anyway, girl, so, yeah, it's very Jay-Z-esque. But the guys, the slyness and all of that is basically, Eddie is, well, they didn't tell us at this point, but I'm going to get to the point because who has time? Eddie / Forrest Whitaker and his have gotten together with his wife, his ex-wife, Nicole Ari Parker Potomac, and they done got together with Patel Jobs. And for some reason, they think that Patel Jobs is just going to buy Empire, the entire record company. Just buy it. And he asked Eddie, Forrest Whitaker, and his when are we going to tell Lucius that I'm buying Empire? How? Does Eddie have majority shares? Because that don't make sense. Cookie should have some shares. Lucius should have some shares. Andre, Jamal, and Hakeem should have some shares. Bella should have some shares. Bella ain't old enough to vote, but Hakeem could probably vote on Bella's shares on her behalf. You don't run enough of the company to sell Empire. I'm drained. Let's move on. Andre's on his way home. Well, he done made it home. And he gets in there and he looking around and he all shook and can on, and Jamal done brought him home. And he tells Jamal, this is the last place I saw Tiana Paris. What was her name? Tiana Paris, and she was just so real. And I'm sitting here like, what if she was real? Like, I believe Tiana Paris was real for the mere fact that scientifically you can't create a human face in your mind. You would have had to have seen it. So he's seen Tiana Paris's face before. And it was just too easy for her to just disappear like that. That was, I think she's real. I think she's real. I think she had encountered Andre either before or right as the medicine, was upped and anteed and changed and carrying on. And then, he started fantasizing about somebody he actually met. That's my theory. And I think Tiana Paris is going to pop back up and he going to think he having another psychotic break and he going to lose his mind all over again. But she going to be real this time. And, his mama and his sister, his brothers are going to be like, we see her too this time. I see that coming. I see it in the horizon. Girl, my notes. Come on back. I'm not ready to let you. Okay, so we got TBD, which is 3 Black Divas. And the 3 Black Divas is 2 women and Tisha Campbell, who told us, she had already told us that she was still here. But we didn't believe her. But here she is. Still here. She got on my nerves, as she tends to do. And the fact, okay, Lee Daniels, I'm tired of you with this bob. Why is it that in your productions, Cookie often wears a bob? Tiana over here wearing a bob. Hakeem's Tiana. And now you got Tisha Campbell walking up looking like this. Just like this. Get into it. Focus. Why I won't focus? The point is, Tisha Campbell was walking around looking like this nail file that I done purchased for the sake of this joke. Anyway, she was getting on my nerves, honey. I saw that bob and I said, you out of order, in my Tisha Campbell voice. All in all, girl, Tisha Campbell and her group, 3 Black Divas, it's supposed to be kind of like a little piece of escape, maybe a little bit of Ashanti, all the stories that we've seen and heard of these legendary artists that don't get their just due, but they help create, what is and what is to come and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. All in all, girl, they finna do an interview on Sway in the Morning talking about, how Lucius ain't ish and how they created Empire. Very, very Escape-esque. We created the label. We were the first group signed to the label and we don't get our just dues. Very that. And so to stop the interview from coming out, Cookie goes and she visits the girls at their set. They're getting ready to perform, or they're in the middle of the performance, down to the mall. They're singing, what were they singing? You should be stronger than me. You've been here 7 years longer than me. And it wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it. Don't you know you're supposed to be the man? Come on, vocals. They coming back. They on their way. But they singing down at this mall, honey. Everybody ignoring them. One woman done reached down, said her phone was dying. And she done unplugged their microphones and plugged in her phone. But mysteriously, they sounded more mic'd when she unplugged the microphone than when she did not unplug, when it was plugged up before. I don't know. I simply don't know. The point here is that they were draining. Cookie walks up to them and is giving, so this is what, in the words of my granddad, he walks up, smooth up to anybody. Like we was having a conversation prior to and just be like, so this is what? What was we talking about? I looked upon his face today. He looked good. Anyway, my great granddaddy, y'all, is on his way to 94 years old. His birthday is in like a week and he'll be 94 and we just praising God. Yeah. Anyway, I was finna say y'all don't care, but y'all better care. This is my granddaddy. I didn't come here to play games with you. Anyway, so Cookie is like, this is what, cut it out. We gonna put y'all on the 20 for 20. Very much like when Lataco and other one got up there at Jermaine Dupri's So Death 20th anniversary or whatever it was. You know, it was very that. But she's like, we're gonna put you on the thing and this and that and y'all do what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. Now, 3 Black Divas was sitting over there talking about, well, we want an apology from Lucius and he knows why. And I'm sitting here like, so you slept with Lucius, Tisha Campbell. It just don't, Tisha Campbell and Lucius, it's just Terrence Howard. That's an ugly couple. It's too pale, first of all. Second of all, it's ugly. Like, it don't come together for me. Anyway, girl, let me speed it up, girl, because I'm at work, literally. Cookie is over here. She talking about she nauseous and falling over and, you know, Disney and things. She's Disney. I'm like, girl, you better get a grip. Get you some. She said she wanted some ginger ale. And I'm like, what is this? I know they're not finna go the route of Cookie being pregnant now. I know we ain't doing that. Let's see. Oh, there was one line before I even get to where I was finna go. There was one line that I just remembered when they was at the mall. Portia, Becky, and Cookie was at the mall talking to each other about 3 Black Divas. And they looked at 3 Black Divas and told each other that their wigs were tacky, as if Portia, Becky, and Cookie weren't wearing the exact same wigs as the 3 Black Divas. Cookie looked just like this. Just like this. But I digress. Now, I'm moving on. We at the table, honey, and we finna have this apology. Lucius pops in. He gives the girls some cups, honey. some drinking glasses, honey. And they was getting ready to do this little piece of apology. And Lucius then got pissed. And, you know, because they was talking about Cookie. You know, he got a short fuse these days when it comes to Cookie. They was talking about Cookie. And he's like, don't talk about Cookie, blah, blah, blah. And all in all, child, we find out, like I had done suspected, that Tisha Campbell had slept with Lucius Line at some point in time. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want Gina and Spivey together. Let me see. Becky tells Jamal she's pregnant and she doesn't think she should tell J Papa. And they talk about that. I don't care. And she says she doesn't want to tell J Papa because he extra Christian, but he wasn't extra Christian enough not to sleep with you. So what's T? Tiana and Eddie Forrest Whitaker and his eyes sitting in the studio. And, you know, they working on some music or whatever. Eddie turns to Tiana and says, I'm the only man you should be focusing on. And I'm like, it's a no for me. Forrest Whitaker and his eye, it's a no. But that leads Tiana to tell Hakeem no when he proposes to her later on in the episode. And she don't tell him why. And I'm like, this why y'all shouldn't be getting married, because you can't even be like, well, Forrest Whitaker and his eye had done told me that I need to focus on. I don't have time. So 3 Black Divas had went over and signed a record deal with another company, and they were getting ready to put out this diss track, and it was just going to be all this, that, and the other. But little did 3 Black Divas know, Empire bought their company, bought their record label. So 3 Black Divas is back working for Empire. So now they have to perform at the 20 for 20, you know, celebration, and they have to not sing the diss record and all of this. And I'm like, well, girl, y'all do want to be singles and y'all do want to be signed to a label. Go on and take this opportunity. Why are you dissing? I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm running late. But Cookie, she's steady being dizzy over there, honey. She's steady being dizzy. So anyway, we have the performance. None other than 3 Black Divas. I'm living for the way I'm pronouncing their name. I'm living for it. But anyway, girl, so 3 Black Divas get up on the stage, honey, and Tisha Campbell was living to be performing in front of a crowd. Because, you know, Tisha Campbell, she get her little 20, 30 individuals to come on down to the restaurant and watch her perform. You know, you needed me. You know she does. But she was living for the crowd that Lee Daniels provided for her to do the Michael Jackson, I don't know, it's like a little shout move that Michael does. And she did, honey, she was getting her life. I was like, look at Tisha Campbell up here performing with 3 Bled Evils. Let me see. Becky broke up with J. Papa and I didn't care. Andre, okay, so we at dinner, right? Everybody's sitting here at dinner. We getting ready to eat. It's Mama, Daddy, and the boys. Oh, it's the boys. Is anybody young enough? Because I know my demographic's a little older. Is anybody young enough to remember that episode of That's So Raven with the boys in motion? And they had this student that was like huge. She had to be 30 years old playing a high school student, but she was gigantic. And when the boys got on the stage, she was like, oh, it's the boys. And she fell out. Legendary moment. Anyway, child. So Mama, Daddy, and the boys sitting here at dinner, girl. They fully dressed. Cookie got on gloves. And I'm like, why? Over the mac and cheese and the potato salad, you got on these diamond encrusted gloves. All right. Anyway, so we sitting at dinner and everything's going all rightish. All the boys look like they slow and they got problems. They all look like they was going through some things. You know, Jamal, he's still going through murdering folks, and Hakeem is over here talking about how, you know, Tiana didn't take his hand in marriage, and then Andre. Lucius brings Andre into the study, and he says, you know, what's going on. Andre takes it upon himself, because, you know, he's been guilt-ridden for a while now. He takes it upon himself to say that, you know, the car bomb was me. And he goes into there's a little box up on the bookshelf, and I turned to my mama and said, he finna get this gun, Lord, and shoot himself in front of his daddy. But he got the gun and put the gun in his daddy's hand and said, do what you need to do. And I'm like, this is not good. You supposed to be the businessman. You know, if your daddy shoot you, what that's gonna do for business? It's not gonna be good. Anyway, child, I'm not gonna bother to tell you what I'm finna tell you, which is Lucius snapped, honey. Pistol whipped him, beat him down boots, and was just, you almost killed your mother. You almost killed your mother. You almost killed your mother. Cookie busts in. Jamal, you know, Hakeem, they bust in, they separate them and everything. And the boys go on off, you know, the boys go on off elsewhere. And Cookie's sitting in there with Lucius. And Lucius is like, he almost murdered you. He almost blew you up. And she's like, well, he's not well, Lucius. He's just not well. It was just, the whole scene was very The Wiz. Lion, I'm all right. Everything's all right. It was very Lucius Lion. I'm all right. Oh, I'm over it. I'm so over everything today. Anyway, girl. Lucy is over here mad about his son trying to kill him like he ain't want his own mama dead. Like he ain't go around telling everybody his mama was dead. He ain't visit his mama. He just put off in the home somewhere, honey. And speaking of, where is she? Anyway, did I miss anything? Probably. Well, anyway, Cookie, she starts having palpitations, girl. Looked like for a second she had done caught ALS, but then it looked more like a heart attack. So we gonna scoot on and see what's going on next week. I'm gonna come to y'all with Star later, girl. I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me get back in here and pretend like I'm doing some work while I look up how to write a letter of resignation. Like, comment, subscribe, everything, all of that, like that, right there, like that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.